What's up, you guys? Tech Reviews back in another video. In this video, I partnered up with ACASIS, I believe that's how you pronounce it, for their Kickstarter program, which is live today over their 80 gigabit 4-bay M.2 Enclosure. And this can support up to Thunderbolt 5. It's got two 80 gigabit ports, one host port, and it can support up to 32 terabytes of storage. That is 4 8 terabyte NVMe drives. And with the Mac, you're going to be bottlenecked obviously to the 6700 range and whatnot. I did a previous video with another Enclosure, the 990 Pro, and you saw how fast that can go. So with this guy, I can have two 99 Pros go at their native speeds while connected to this guy without any bottlenecks, without it sharing bandwidth. This can do the dual bandwidth, it can do all that stuff. So it's really cool. Can't wait to show that to you guys. Pretty exciting. I mean, I know SSDs right now are very expensive due to AI and everything else with the chip shortages and all that jazz. But if you have the money, or if you already have these NVMe's before the prices skyrocketed, you can bathe them essentially in here with that max storage capacity and have everything working here at once. This does need to get plugged in, I believe. It has a separate DC outlet for power, so that's actually good, because with that being powered on, with the Mac, I have this huge problem with this other Enclosure where even when I have it in the settings where I don't want the disk to go to sleep when the Mac goes to sleep, I still get that annoying notification. I know some of you guys might know this, where it says that it wasn't ejected properly because the disk is going to sleep. Now if you're running RAID 0, that would be a problem, because then files get corrupted and all that jazz. Well, this being plugged in, that essentially theoretically could mean that the hard drives stay awake no matter what, even with the Mac going to sleep. That problem where despite you tell the system not to make it go to sleep, essentially they should stay awake and always be ready to go. So if you do need to use RAID 0, which you probably don't when you have this allowing your SSDs to work natively at their top tier speeds without any compromise, you probably don't need the RAID 0 if you have multiple SSDs. So let me stop yapping, but real quick, what we get in the box: this is the model TB504. We've got 80 gigabits 4-bay M.2 Enclosure, up to 80 gigabits of speed. It's made out of aluminum. This is a passive heatsink device, and mind you, it's very heavy. This is I believe 1.5 pounds. It's a heavy guy. You have two USB gigabits, like I said, and this is compatible with Windows, Mac, and Linux. So without further ado, let's open up this bad boy. We're going to show you, if you're new to this, how to install your NVMe in here and get it plugged into the Mac Studio and see how it works. All right, so we're ready to unbox this. So what's in the box? So we have this thing here. We have our tools to open it up. Oh boy, this boy is fat. A big switching adapter. This thing's huge. Our 80 gigabit or Thunderbolt 5 cable. And a big guy. Oh man, this thing is heavy. Very, very premium device. All right, so here it is out the box. The ACASIS TB504. It's very heavy. Here's the fins or the passive heatsink. Very nice premium aluminum body build. Here's your power button right here. Here you have 1, 2, 3, 4 for your different NVMe ports. Then a power dial indicate when it's on. Here you have the DC port where you plug in the power. Here you have your host port, which plugs into your Mac. And here you have your two Thunderbolt 5 ports for additional storage, for additional enclosures, or to plug in displays, because it's compatible with 8K 60Hz displays. You can plug in two displays simultaneously with this big guy. So it looks like, to open it up, we have the screws right here. So we're going to use our tools to open this up, and I'll show you guys how to install your NVMe real quick if you're new to that, and then we'll see what this guy can do. So first you take your screw here and then you just unscrew these 4 screws in here to open it up. Once you open it up, this is what the inside looks like, and this is where you're gonna be plugging in your NVMe drive. And then when you screw it in, it looks like it's not a screw. You're just gonna plug this guy in right here, this little black rubber screw. So here's our 990 Pro device here. All right, it's inside. And now we're gonna push that down. It's nice and secure. All right, so this is what it's gonna look like when you have it installed. We have our drive all the way in and pinned down that way. All right, so in case you're wondering how tall this is how it looks compared to an iPhone when it comes to height. And this is what an iPhone looks like on top of it. It's a 17 Pro Max. So that's, you know, a comparison of the width. Height wise, you probably can't see it like that, but this is a 17 Pro Max. So it's about the same height as one, I'd say. And width wise, it's a little longer. All right, so I'm gonna get this plugged in and see how it works and see if I can plug in that enclosure to it to see if I get those same speeds. So I have this enclosure plugged into the ACASIS enclosure right here. You can see how big it is compared to my Mac Studio, and it's not reading it. All I see is the 990 Pro inside the enclosure, but not the one inside the external enclosure. So I'm gonna assume it's because it's not an ACASIS enclosure. Maybe there's some incompatibilities there. So bear that in mind. So I finally figured out how to duplicate these apps and test these SSDs simultaneously using the ACASIS TB504. Speed test, ready to go. All right, so I'm running these both at the same time. And we're seeing the speeds fluctuate here and there. But overall, we're looking pretty good. Obviously, some thermal throttling may happen, but with the passive aluminum build, I don't see it really doing that, especially the thermal pasting. But we have slowed down a little bit. And this is the 5 gigabit test. Again, impressive numbers running both at the same time with the passive heatsink. And this is the more extreme test, 5 gigabytes. So good numbers we're seeing. Nice. Look at that simultaneous write speed. Very nice. One small detail I want to mention, that when the drive is in use, it will just continuously flash, and I will show you as I am editing off that SSD, and since it's playing, it's blinking, and when I pause it, it stops blinking. So each time that it's reading and or writing, it will be blinking. That's a good little attention to detail. All right, so I have the ACASIS right there next to the Mac Studio. I would have it right here to, you know, get my conclusion, but it's right there, it's plugged in. I don't feel like unplugging everything and putting it in front of you, to be honest. So anyway, my conclusion, this thing works pretty good. You saw my demonstration. I had two black disk Magic apps going side by side. I was running both the 990 Pro simultaneously, and they were going over 6,000 megabits per second as advertised, or some cases it was a little less. And with the previous enclosure that I had, the Oracle enclosure with one of my 990 Pros, it is only like 100 megabytes faster in that, but mind you, that's just one drive. This is two drives running simultaneously, and even like if you ran them one at a time, they go at pretty decent speeds, almost on par with how I had it with my single Oracle enclosure. And this does run on RAID. You can run RAID, but it's software based, so we'll be using Mac OS's version of RAID and all that jazz. And with it being RAID 0, if you were to do that, my main concern would be the disk falling asleep, and then the improper ejection notification, which is notorious on Mac, no matter what settings you have it on, to utilize that energy to keep it running. So with this being plugged into the wall, I believe it draws enough power from the wall to keep it turned on, versus always drawing power from the Mac Studio, which eventually, with Mac OS being very strict on how it runs and utilizes energy, eventually makes things go to sleep so it can preserve energy. I don't know, Mac OS jargon I don't really understand. This can run your local AI networks with the fast, consistent speeds. Again, with Mac OS, you are limited with the Thunderbolt 5, unfortunately, because the 990 Pros are capable of going faster than that speed that you saw, but with Mac OS Thunderbolt 5, it's kind of bottlenecked, but you are pretty much maxing it out the best you can, and it is pretty much almost on par with the Mac Studio's internal SSD, which is not that bad. So like I mentioned before, this can support dual 8K 60 Hz displays, a single one. It's got those dual 80 gigabit Thunderbolt 5 ports. And again, when I tested earlier with the single enclosure plugged into that, it didn't recognize it. And I looked it up on Gemini, and apparently it's the way the power is drawn. Mac OS is like a 15 watt limit or whatever, and it overrides, or it's too much, so it doesn't recognize the drive because there's too much power, blah blah blah. So you can't use a single enclosure, at least on Mac, but apparently on Windows you can, because it's not limited by that software and how the power is drawn with the bus drives and whatnot, if that makes sense. All right, I know earlier in the video I said, I'm probably gonna correct it in the beginning of the video, but I said it was like, I think a little over a pound. This thing is 4.82 pounds with 2,188 grams. So yeah, it's not light, but it looks good on the desk overall. Can't complain. I am editing on it right now, and I will be exporting on the separate drive just to test them, like, you know, being simultaneously rendering on one drive and then exporting on the other. And I will have a clip on that to show you what that looks like as well. But overall, this is pretty good device. I like the aesthetics of it. I like how it looks next to the Mac Studio versus having just one separate enclosure dangling around. This has like a nice, sleek, professional look, and I really appreciate ACASIS sending this out to me to showcase to you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you got something out of it. Pricing wise, let me bring that up real quick. All right, so price wise, it's got it's 33% off right now. The early bird sales, $389. And with that, you get the enclosure itself, 4 bays, the 2 80 gigabit Thunderbolt 5 ports, the 80 gigabit host port to plug into the computer, your thermal pads, your tools to open it up, etc. So right now it's $389. It's pricey, but it's an investment, and especially with how expensive SSDs are these days, I get it. But nonetheless, this is something to think about if you have the money for it. This has been Tech Reviews. Thanks for watching this video, and shout out again to ACASIS for sending this out, and I hope you guys enjoy. Stay safe. Peace.